Hello everybody, in this video we're going to introduce you to a new feature that we've just installed, which is our automatic reconciliations. If you have a system, you're going to have inputs and you're going to have outputs. Now normally it's not that easy to see how the algorithms actually derive the output and how do you know that it's 100% correct. And in many cases people do a lot of work in Excel and outside the system doing pivot tables and whatever to try and prove that the numbers are correct, okay, and to actually know that they can have reliance. What we've done is we've built in an audit system directly into the system that does exactly that. It takes the outputs and compares it to the inputs. So the first one of these that we want to show you, because we can have lots of these ones. We're going to show you two today, but there's lots that we can have. Let's go to output here and let's go to journal interrogation and go to our income reconciliation. Now this view that you're seeing here is every single account we've got in the chart of accounts that affects income before profit before tax, so PBT. So this is our PBT number. There we've got 1182. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bounce back here, come back to the accounts, come back to the income statement and the income statement. And here we go, 1182. That is our number. And we're going to make a change now and you'll see how it ripples through. And it's so quick and easy to do. Okay, so let's go back to that reconciliation now. Okay, come back to the reconciliation and here we go. And this is by account, and now we can see we've got 42 accounts that actually make up all our items before that give us our income before tax. Now one of the features that we have, well, let's just say this information, this column here is come off the journals. Okay, so we're actually coming off the journals. We're going to the journal table where we store all the journals and we're pulling this information off there, and here we're going directly to the underlying transactions. Now in this particular case we've got around about 3,000 records that make up the transactions, but this could be 30,000, could be 300,000. It's going to be very similar in terms of time, and it's not a problem because everything just gets collapsed in RAM. So that's actually very, very useful. Now, one of the features we've built into this, which is very useful, is to have a jump. So if we take something like settlement discount, let's say I need to make a change to settlement discount. I can right click here and I'll jump into the actual settlement discount capability here. Now, say I decide that I want to make a change here, that 10,000 is wrong, it's overkill. I can click on here and come back to this 10,000 here, and I can make him 7,000, and I'll make that 77,000. Okay, so now I've made my change. I'm dropping this from 17,000 to 14,800. That there, I right click on this button here, and that is my submit key, so I can submit this data. Okay, and now I'm just going to refresh to allow everything to get updated. And that'll be updated automatically once you come into this. So now I can go back to here, I can go back to my interrogation, go back here, and now you'll see it's jumped up to 1185 because I've dropped my expense by 3,000. If you have a look here, I've now got 14,000 and 14,000. The journals have been updated. At the time I did the submission, it also does the journal, so both sides have been updated. And that's how easy, and I can interrogate anything. I can go in, I can interrogate exactly what I've got in here, and because it drills me into the actual view, which gives me the multi-dimensional interrogation that I need, and I can interrogate that, and I can make any change that I need to make to get this right. And automatically, and if I come back to my income statement here and go back to my income statement, and I've got 1185 over there. So that change has in fact come through. So it's very, very powerful. Just one other thing I want to show here on the actual reconciliation itself is I can do the reconciliation. I can swap this now to major by major. I can see it by major, and this is what I would see in my income statement. The sales, cost of sales, expenses, sundry income, etc. I can see these items, and the sum there makes up my 1185. And this is very, very powerful. You'll see when we look at this, it ensures that the system is strong, because if we've made a mistake, it would pop up on here, and we know that the system is actually looking very good. I just want to show you one other example of this, which is on our opening balance. If I come down here to opening balance, we call the ledger reconciliation. This is where we're going to take the TB and compare it to the underlying data. So I'm going to click on here, and again, this is all happening in real time. This is being pulled out of the database as we speak. So this is now what I've got in my trial balance. You can see that it balances, debits and credits balance. And this is now being pulled from the underlying data. And similarly, I can click on here. I can right click on here, stock provision, and this is my stock provision. If I want to make a change, I could. I'm not going to do that now, but I could make any changes I want to make there. So it's a very, very powerful. In this particular case, of course, it's necessary to sign off that this is balanced, because that's the one thing we must ensure. In order for the system to run for the rest of the year, the opening balances must agree to the underlying transaction that supports those opening balances. Otherwise, the system is not in balance, and we can't allow that. You would have to force balance it if necessary, and then deal with that problem in the new year. So that's how we actually do that. And we're going to have more of these ones. That's the income statement. We're also going to have items on balance sheet, and at various other places we can have these recons built in, so that you get this tremendous confidence in that the algorithms are 100% working. Thanks very much.